Hello, my name is Mintaka. I play a level 55 demon hunter in Diablo 3.
Hello and welcome everyone to another interview with MMO Anthropology. I have Mintaka here and we are in the Highlands Crossing of Diablo 3. So, hello Mintaka, I see that you're playing a demon hunter and so am I.
Yes, I am. It's one of my favorite classes so far.
We have a lot of lightning on us.
Yes, we do.
So I'm wondering, why did you choose Diablo 3 to hold the interview?
I've always been a fan of the Diablo games. I've been playing since Diablo 1 when it came out, actually about a little bit after it came out in January of 97. Diablo 2 was a favorite game of mine, and Diablo 3 reminds me a lot of the action that was in Diablo 2.
Is there anything in particular about the game that is... Whoops! I shot that. Has got you to continue to come back to this game?
I enjoy action RPGs. The game overall, it reminds me a lot of the past when I played Diablo 2 a lot.
Is it reasonably authentic compared to the Diablo 2 and Diablo 1?
You could tell that it seems like it's made by different people from what I can tell. Mm-hmm. This one, they seem to cut more into cut scenes in this one rather than the other ones where you only really saw it when you went from act to act. This one, the cut scenes happen often in the middle. You see a little differences, but it's also lots of similarities too.
So, aside from Diablo 3, what kind of MMO games do you play on a regular basis?
On a regular basis, I've been playing City of Heroes, although at this time, it's looking like that game might be closing.
Yeah.
I've kind of gotten away from a lot of MMOs in recent years, but in the past I've played Dark Age of Camelot, EverQuest, Ultima Online, Anarchy Online, all sorts of MMOs. More recently, a little bit of Star Trek Online and Dungeons and Dragons Online.
Wow, that's quite an array.
Like a small part of the list of the games that I've played.
Yes,
I've been kind of easing off for the past few years.
What goes into helping you choose a particular MMO game to go back to? What entices you to continue playing it after you've experienced most of what it has?
Story is a big part of a game for me. I'm one of those people who actually enjoy a story in a game. I'll actually read all the text, see if it has a good plot going on. I like collecting stuff in the games. I like collecting any special items that might be in the game. And I love exploration. Any game that has neat places to see, great graphics appeals to me.
Well, I could probably see why Diablo series and Diablo 3 in particular definitely appeal to you.
Yes.
This sort of game, in fact, I believe it's called a loot fest, which would cover the collecting.
A big piñata of a game.
Yes, and it's got some... I mean, I believe you chose this location, well, aside from the fact that we both came here first, was that there's this rainbow right here. I don't know if that'll show up on the video, but it's a sign of the amazing graphics that they threw in here.
I've seen that rainbow several times when going through this area. And so I thought it would be pretty neat to see for this interview.
It's an excellent idea, actually. Since you mentioned City of Heroes and that it's closing down, I happen to know that I played City of Heroes with you in the past, sometimes on a little bit of a regular basis.
Yes.
And you and I and a couple of our friends actually use that to keep in touch a little bit. So I'm wondering if you could... are you hoping that we're able to keep City of Heroes from shutting down? Because for everyone watching the interview who doesn't know, right now the publisher, NCSoft, of City of Heroes is closing down, or has closed down, Paragon Studios, the developer, which means that City of Heroes is probably going away. So I'm wondering, from Mintaka, are you hoping that they're able to sell it off to someone else or just keep it running in some greatly diminished capacity?
I do hope they keep it running. It's been a favorite game of mine. I've pretty much been playing since it was released. I played it a lot first when it got released, but with the friends of ours that we've played, I've known them for years, and it's a great way of keeping in touch with them. It's a game that we both enjoy, and I certainly do hope it continues, at least in some sort of capacity, whether another company takes over or whatever. But I'd like to see new content. That's one of the great things about that game, is every once in a while they come out with a new release where the story continues on, and you might see they might open up a new zone or change what the zone looks like. I do hope that game does continue.
That reminds me, one thing that I ask a lot of people, aside from what brings them back to a game, is what sort of characters do you play in the game? City of Heroes, as well as Diablo 3, have particular roles that you can fall into. In City of Heroes, what do you most enjoy playing as a character or class?
In City of Heroes, the Scrapper has always been my favorite character class. I've played a lot of other character classes. I'll sometimes switch to like a controller type class, but in general, I just like getting right in the middle of the battle and swinging along a broadsword and attacking a lot of opponents all at once.
So you like getting in the mix and throwing people around?
Yes, I do.
So in Diablo 3, I know that we're looking at your Demon Hunter at the moment, but is that your main or your favorite class?
This is my favorite. I have, in general, in a lot of games that I've played, I tend to fall towards playing some sort of class that uses bow and arrows of some sort, unless it's like a futuristic type game. But in the medieval type setting games, I generally choose the bow casters. In Diablo 2, I played Amazon a lot, and I like the Demon Hunter. I like the skills that come with him.
For those watching the interview, the Demon Hunter has a large number of skill sets that can be that are mostly all about either not being there or leaving behind dangerous things. So I'm wondering, from Mintaka, what sort of a setup do you use, since you're almost level 60, which means that you've got almost everything unlocked?
My favorite setting, I don't pay attention to the boards if this is supposed to be the most powerful setting or not.
No, most fun.
Yeah, it's just the one that I have found to be the most fun. I tend to use rapid fire for my primary attack. I'll use bola shot for if I'm out of hatred, or if I just want to open something up, I'll use bola shot. If I'm in a bad situation or there's a lot of things against me, I'll usually hit Rain of Vengeance. I often hit the Sentry because I found that the setting I have on him now keeps me healed, and it'll shoot anything. If I'm fighting like an elite, I'll usually try to circle around so that my I see you have one too.
Yep, yeah.
The Sentry will be there to keep attacking it. I keep the Bat Companion, that way it regenerates my hatred a little bit faster. Right now I have Vault set up. It's to help me travel a little bit faster. Whoa,
bug. Interrupting the interview. Go ahead.
Yeah, I currently have Vault set up just to be able to travel a little bit faster, but I often use another skill. Let me look up the exact name. Caltrips. I often use that instead, just to because I kind of kite my opponents, and it keeps them frozen in place while I could use Rapid Shot against them.
Very nice. So, how do you use online games, especially social games like MMOs or a multiplayer game like Diablo 3, differently than you use other entertainment, like books or movies or videos, etc.?
I generally use MMOs to keep in touch with people. Most of the people I know of have already moved on away from this game into another game called Guild Wars. But I've been still having fun with this game, so I've stuck with it. But it's a way to keep in touch with friends of mine. And I just find it a bit relaxing to run around and try to solve problems in these games. Some games I enjoy for the problem-solving skills, some for exploration. They give me a chance. I love reading books, but I get pleasure out of a video game.
Oh, most of us do. So, the final question is, I'm wondering, what's your most memorable experience in an online game, or your favorite thing that you've done with other people?
I would say my most memorable was back in Ultima Online.
Wow.
Yes. I remember being so proud of buying my first ship in that game, and I got onto that ship and I decided I wanted to see the entire world. And so I went from island to island in that ship, just even all the little islands, everywhere I could find, just to explore that world. And somehow I managed to explore the entire thing without getting PK'd by anyone.
And for everyone listening to the interview, PK means player killed. That means another player would come up and potentially kill him and take his boat, I expect.
Yes, they would have probably taken the key of my boat and probably taken my boat.
Ouch.
I could have potentially been left on some island as a ghost, unable to resurrect.
Ooh.
I was taking that risk.
Yeah, Ultima Online was one of the very first MMOs, and it was kind of brutal.
Yes, it was.
So, I'm about out of time for this interview, and I was wondering if, Mintaka, you had anything that you wanted to add that we haven't discussed already about your experience with playing MMO games?
I enjoy playing MMOs. I enjoy the social experience and the exploration and the loot fest, the great piñata that Diablo 3 is.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming along for this interview.
Thank you very much.
And to the rest of you, thank you for watching this MMO Anthropology interview. This is me signing out. Good night and good dreams, and have a bat.
Good night.
Do you play online games? Do you have Skype? Then we'd love to interview you on Massive Online Anthropology. Join the fascinating thousands who've spoken about their online gaming experience and be the envy of all your friends. Or at least get the MMO Anthropology Geek Merit Badge. Sorry, no t-shirt. See you then!